Are you ever bringing old Peach them nappies? Or are you...
Okay, so we finally get some new ammo type for the machine gun here. We get the armor-piercing auto rounds, as I said we'd be getting earlier. So the circle is now complete with the machine gun. Now this is the fixed spawn for the spider splicer here, but I'm going to just Leroy my way out of here because I need to backtrack to that vending machine and buy some more film for the camera so we can actually take a picture of the damn thing. Like I said, film is plentiful and it's cheap, and you can buy it in large bulk. It's like 15 for well, for 15, so it's very cheap, as you can see. So $100 will get you 100 pictures essentially. So normally I don't have any issue running out of it, but for some reason I was a little bit too trigger happy with the camera this run through the game. That didn't happen last time, but mainly just because I wanted to get through this area really fast, because this level can actually drag out pretty long if you screw around in these optional areas long enough. But not nearly as bad as the next level, oh no. I dread that level when it comes, finally. But yeah, you only have to take one picture. Oh, that's another thing I forgot to... did I mention? Yeah, I mentioned that the splicers will go after the health machines and use them themselves to heal, and that's what he did. He managed to get away with it too. Now, there's a random piece of item... There's a random item that drops as a piece of loot from the spider splicers called a spider splicer organ. I guess it's like some kind of mutated organ from their genetically modified bodies. And it gives us it acts as a first aid kit once we've increased their research significantly. So we can use the telekinesis to pull items off of high ledges like that. We'll be doing that much later as well. Get some more shotgun rounds that way. But that means that killing spider splicers, and there's no one in this room too. This is another optional room, and the entire reason why we're coming in here is to get the research for him as well. But if you want to prioritize doing research on certain enemies, the ones that are going to give you the best rewards are the spider splicers, an enemy we're going to encounter in the next level, which I'm not going to spoil the name of until it's more relevant, the security, the turrets, and the big daddies as well, and the little sisters, I suppose. The little sisters, I believe, will give you health and Eve bonuses, but we'll get to be researching them very shortly here. But yeah, I'm not sure if the thuggish splicers give you anything really good, the nitro splicers, but yeah, the spider splicers give you that organ thing, and then the one later gives us a very powerful tonic that I'll be demonstrating once we actually acquire it. I'm getting a little bit too ahead of myself, and I can't really go into much detail because I would be spoiling something. So anyway, as you can clearly see, the spider splicers are now much easier to take down, and we've researched them. We've gotten the damage bonus as well. Coincidentally, they're also the easiest, or consequentially rather, they're the easiest to kill. Not the easiest to kill, the easiest to research, because they're a requirement to research them. So you'll max out your research for them as a result much faster than you would with any of the other research subjects. Now, I've been doing pretty good about not setting off any alarms. Yeah, alarms are triggered when you stay in front of a security cam for too long, and the security bots will come and show up and attack you until the alarm ticks down. As I said earlier, it's sort of like a alarm in Metal Gear Solid where you can see it on screen there. See, there's an audio diary over here I want to get before I leave the room. And now we're pretty much done. We can pretty much head back to Fontane's fisheries now. There will be some backtracking in this game that I'll be editing out, especially in the next level, but and the level after that, for that matter. But in these first two levels, I really don't care that much. But this guy will prop a turret right up here, which was not there previously, so we're gonna go ahead and hack that, obviously, and take a few pictures of it. But you definitely want to take advantage of every turret you see. And the thing about hacking or taking pictures of security is that if you try to take a picture of it after you've hacked it, it won't work, because the subject will be friendly. So you have to take a picture of it before you hack it, which means you can't have, you know, an already hacked piece of security just sitting there, you know, waiting for you to take the picture like it's some fancy model in a photo shoot or something. You got to do it while it's actually a threat to you. But so that's pretty much all I want to do. Now, pretty much the next thing that I have to do is just take out all the remaining little sisters in the level, and we'll be good to go. So I definitely want to stock up on some more items before we do that. Hopefully I can get the next Big Daddy within this area here. Somewhere around here. Yeah, loot that's lying on the ground does not disappear. And you can... Usually it won't let you collect something if you don't have any room for it. Even though things are automatically consumed when you touch them, like I said earlier. It won't, like I said, it won't let you pick up something that you can't carry. Like if you don't have, if you've maxed out ammo, you won't be able to pick up ammo for that weapon. But if you pick up a weapon and you have maxed out ammo for it, the weapon entity will disappear and you won't acquire any ammo unless you don't have that weapon. Then obviously you'll pick it up and get maybe 1 or 2 shots for it. So the weapon entities that are actually dropped from enemies do not carry a lot of ammo. It's mainly the ammo you find as an actual object lying around or from loot that really gives you the majority of your ammo. But as you probably already noticed by now, the little sisters carried by the Big Daddies are hiding in these vents on the walls, and the Big Daddies will come over to the vents and bang on them to trigger the little sisters crawling out so they can be escorted throughout the level to do gathers with them and gather at them. So if you see a Big Daddy without a little sister, but there's still little sisters in the level, then you can just wait for him to go and pull her out of the vent. So you can just follow him around and just... Because he won't hurt you until you provoke him, so you can just follow them around forever until he finally pulls her out of there. But you do want to be careful not to fight a Big Daddy too close to the vent, though, because he can put her back, and or she'll go run away into it, and that'll make the entire fight with him completely pointless. And luckily this turret is over here to distract them, so that's also doing some additional damage and keeping the aggro off of me and focus on the turret for a little while. So that's, I definitely wanted to take advantage of that, and it's serving quite a good purpose here. And really, it's almost doing all the work for me until it blows up, which is inevitable pretty soon here. And I got a couple pictures of each the Big Daddy and the little sister, and got some good upgrades from that. Oh, that's cool. I never noticed that before. The different shotgun shells are different colors, and you can the color is still indicated on the ejected shell. Like the electric buck shells are green when they eject, and the regular ones are just a regular like brass color, I think. I've just now noticed that, so that might not be true. Let me pay more attention to that, and maybe I'll get back to you guys on that one. If so, that's a nice attention to detail. But so that one's out of the way. I think we have one more to go. Usually most levels, with the exception of the first level and the intro level, Welcome to Rapture, have 2 to 3 Big Daddies. And they never really have more than 3. But there's a new tonic right here called Wrench Lurker, which I think I might have gotten already. This level might only have 2 then. Actually, no, he did have 3. I killed the first one at the beginning, and then the second one when we first got to that area, and that was the third one I just killed. So we're good to go. Yeah, most levels will have 3. Some of them will only have 2, though. But they won't have any, most levels will not have any more or less than that. Except for Medical Pavilion, which only had 1. Unless you count the scripted one we had to get.
You set here a spell. I needs to set on some coffee. Maybe put on silverware and the like.
I still have no clue what you're saying, dude.
Before you head into the fisheries, a word to the wise. Old Peachy seems about as straight as a dog's hind leg. You keep your eyes open.
Yeah, I can tell. So, yeah, this guy's probably the most insane character in the game. There are other characters that are insane, but they're insane in a good way, so to speak. So what this guy wants us to do is he wants us to give him all of our weapons before we go down in there as a act of trust. And we have to. There's no other way around it. We have to give up all of our weapons. So there's a event here where we can change our setup here at the Gene Bank if we need to, because we're going to be relying on our plasmids throughout this next area to do all of our combat with. So if you had any alternate ammo types saved up, well, too bad. They're all going down the drain. But luckily the game was very apprehensive to give us that many alternate ammo types up until this point. So once we get to the next level, the alternate ammo types will start flowing in like crazy. But we still have our wrench, and we still have the camera, and we still have all of our genetic enhancements. Go ahead and hack this real quick. There's also a turret on the far end of this room, and there's also a camera off to the right. You can hack the camera, but the turret is out of your reach, but I say ignore it for this fight. Now we basically have to do a boss fight against Peach Wilkins, and basically what we have to do here is, there's a lot of things that are trapped in the ice here, and we can melt them using the incinerate, obviously. But he is actually considered a nitro splicer, and he will throw Molotov cocktails at us. And we can obviously throw those back with the telekinesis. Whoops, sonic boom. There's me making that critical mistake again that I said is so easy to make. But another thing, speaking of the telekinesis, the other best way of dealing damage to him is to throw the exploding barrels throughout the environment back at him. And there's also puddles of oil laying on the ground from the exploding barrels that we can ignite with the incinerate and also do some additional damage that way. Luckily, he's not terribly resistant to fire damage, so lighting him on fire is a decent way to do damage. We killed that guy there and using telekinesis grabbed his pistol, so we had the pistol back and only has 2 shots, so I'm not going to really rely on that. Really the best way to deal with him is just to get him isolated and then throw his Molotov cocktail back at him. This is nowhere near the level of the... there we go. We took out the other half his health with just one of those exploding barrels. But yeah, ooh, managed to kill that guy with the last shot. Yeah, as you can see there, that pistol I just picked up from that guy only had 1 shot, so that's how few ammo we get from the entities like that. But no big deal. We'll be getting all of our weapons back, but we'll be getting like the bare minimum of ammo back from it. So you don't have to worry about finding all those weapons all over again. The game is actually fairly generous about giving you the majority of the weapons fairly early in the game. There's only 2 more weapons we need to get, and then we'll have a full arsenal. And this game has a decently sized arsenal. It's just it wants to give you all the weapons early on. At least it's better than Bulletstorm, where we're in like the last act. It still hasn't given us the last weapon yet. And it's not even like the equivalent BFG type weapon either. It's not even the ultimate weapon really. But more on Bulletstorm when we get to that LP. Okay, that was pretty funny. He like leapt into the water to extinguish himself. I could have hit him with the Electrobolt, but the Sonic Boom is just so obscenely powerful, I might as well just use that. I could hack that camera, but I'm already past it. I'm not going to be backtracking through here anytime soon, so just screw it. And there's that turret over there. I definitely want to research that turret, though, while I can. And I suppose I'll do the camera as well. While we're here, there is some stuff we can still get, including some audio diaries, but nothing terribly crucial. Obviously, I want to get the audio diaries, though. And you can whack-a-leg these fish in a hysterical manner, which is quite funny. And we're going to get our weapons back, and as you can see, they don't give us hardly any ammo for it, but... Okay, so now the game is going to introduce a new gameplay mechanic to us. These are the Power to the People stations, and they are a one-time use consumable station that allows us to get a weapon upgrade. And the steampunk theme is automatically increased every time. As you can clearly see, now the weapons are going to have these totally improvised, crappy, jerry-rigged augmentations on them. They're going to make them look so improvised and thrown together that it's really going to complete the whole steampunk theme. But these upgrades are really the another way that we're going to have we're going to be able to deal with the scaling difficulty of the enemies from level to level, is by upgrading the weapons. It's not essential because your plasma and weapon combinations will still essentially get the job done, but there are some weapon upgrades. Oh, I love that line there. That was pretty funny. But yeah, there are exactly as many Power to the People stations in the game as there are weapon upgrades to get. So there's 2 per weapon, and I will be getting all of them as part of my 100% run that I want to do.